Hey everyone, me Kevin here. So there has been a ton of negativity regarding cryptocurrencies in just the last 2 weeks, and quite frankly, maybe it's just the turn of cryptocurrencies to get a little bit of a bashing because tech and consumer discretionaries have been getting smacked around for 3 months as of today. That's right. If you go back 3 months, we get to the peak of the tech and consumer discretionary market, which has been utterly decimated, and this includes SPACs and yes, Tesla. And folks, maybe it's time for crypto to take some of the pain. But now, I don't wish pain upon anybody. And in fact, this video is actually supposed to be a positive video, and it will be. Because here's the thing. I believe the madness that we're going through right now, that has been felt in tech and consumer discretionary, it's still being felt there, that's now being felt by crypto, that I expect will also be felt by recovery stocks, reflation stocks, and some of the indices, S&P 500, the Dow. Last week I mentioned, hey, I still think there is a chance that the S&P could rotate to the downside, but I don't see tech and consumer discretionaries that have sold off having as much of a downside ahead of them as much as the indices might if we start getting corrections. Which kind of we're seeing everywhere. It's kind of like everything. Okay, pain over here, then pain over here. It kind of feels like that. I sort of expect that pain to continue for the next few months. But in my opinion, this kind of rotational punching of all the different sectors, which is kind of now on crypto's getting the punching bag, I believe is healthy for what I strongly feel is going to be an incredible bull run for all of our favorite companies and cryptos that we're investing in. And this is why one of the major reasons, I should say, that I'm paying so much attention to the crypto space right now is because I'm getting ready to go shopping. Now, I do not want crypto prices to fall because people feel too much pain. People get margin called, and there's a lot of pain that goes with it. And my heart goes out to anybody feeling bad about red in their portfolios. Trust me, I get it, okay? Any good investor who's telling the truth knows what red feels like in their portfolio. And anybody who just started investing in the last 4 months also knows what red feels like, okay? There's no shortage of the feeling of pain in this market. But I want you to know, and then this is the focus here, my strategy going forward here. I do believe, keep it simple, I do believe that there may be some institutional spreading of crypto asset allocation between different currencies, probably initially Bitcoin and Ethereum. We already expect that ARK Invest is going to start spreading their crypto asset allocations into Bitcoin and Ethereum. They haven't officially announced this, but there's been a lot of talk and rumoring around this happening, sort of a combined exchange for both of these, or ETF for both of these, or sort of including them in one of Cathie Wood's funds. So that way you would automatically invest in both of them. We also expect that there is going to be a fight, sort of a struggle between other competing potentially high efficiency currencies or low energy use currencies. And I really want to keep an eye on some of the names that are potentially going to be contenders in that race. Now, I'm still a little too unfamiliar with Chia or Shiba Inu, or some of the other newer coins that have come on the market that have really strong premises, specifically Chia, fascinating premises. I mean, Chia is pretty much the reason you see Seagate and Western Digital going to the moon right now, as people are trying to democratize cloud storage via Chia. It's incredible. I know very, very, very little about it. But what I will say is my eyes right now are glued to Cardano and Ethereum. And that's because I've got about $250,000 in Bitcoin. I don't have any other cryptocurrencies. And what I'd really like to do is find a support level at Ethereum and Cardano and buy into these once we get to potentially lower prices. I'm so tempted to start nibbling in now. I'm so tempted, but I'm still holding back a little bit to see how long this punching bags last, mostly because of the pain that we saw in tech and consumer discretionary. We like to think, okay, no problem. This is just another short-term kind of move to the downside. It's because of Elon and crypto. Maybe it'll last for 2 or 3 months, kind of like what we've seen with tech and consumer discretion. No guarantees, and I don't want to, be called a fudder or whatever, because my view is buy the freaking dip. Get in on those, but I'm not going to be as aggressive to jump in And maybe that's because recently I feel like maybe I was a little too enthusiastic to jump in too early into the dip, and I should have just waited a little bit longer on some of the tech and consumer discretionary. Now, don't get me wrong. In 10 years, do I think it's really going to matter if I bought Tesla for $680 or $580? Not really. I don't think it'll matter, especially since my cost basis is ridiculously low, under $100 in Tesla. Like, we're fine. It's not a problem. But looking at, for example, Ethereum. Ethereum right now is one where I see the Ethereum price at $32.83, and okay, and this is not me all trying to say this is what's going to happen. I'm not trying to make predictions here. But let me just put it this way. If I get another bite at the apple of Ethereum sub 2,000, I'm probably going to load the boat and take out some margin. Now, that could be very, very irresponsible. And I will not take out margin against my cryptocurrency. That is something I will never do. But I might take out some margin against some of my other security holdings, specifically stocks, especially ones that have already sold off so much, because I really, even though Tesla, remember my rubber band analogy, even though you get Tesla, oh sure, it sells off 35, 40%, like that's the easy part, it's the rubber band. It starts getting a little hard to pull down after that point. My expectation, for example, I don't expect Tesla to drop another 50%. Who knows? Crazier things have happened, but if I see, we start bouncing around maybe those 2,300 levels right around here where we're seeing 2,350. Maybe we even break those levels if we start going 21, 22, somewhere around here. Ethereum's probably going to be my top one of two. And the second one that I've really been cheering on, and with my cheering on, and I'm not trying to take credit for it, has only been going up. I've been cheering this one on since about $1.30. It's Cardano. Been cheering it on since about, right around here, yeah, about $1.34, something like that. It's really only gone straight up recently, which is really a sign that I should have probably just bought. And this is why folks say buy is better. It is better to buy and then wait than to wait and then buy. This is what I believe in real estate. This is generally what I believe in my favorite tech holdings as well. But here's another one where I don't know what kind of level we might revisit. But if we do have an extended crypto sell-off, it's entirely possible we're going to go back to that 175, potentially fall through that and go back to these longer-term support levels around 120 and 130. No guarantees, but these are the two big ones that I'm paying attention to on a potential buy the dip opportunity. So hold me accountable. If we hit those levels, Kevin, show us you bought. That's what I'm looking for. Now, if we don't hit those levels, that's okay. I'm not... It was super anxious to go into margin, and this is something that I really want to clarify because it comes up a lot. I'm very, very bullish on crypto long-term. I'm bullish on my stock picks long-term. I strongly believe we've got 5 months of crap ahead of us, max. That would take us through about October. That's still a lot of crap. We just went through 3 months. That means we're potentially not even halfway through. There's a lot that's going to happen over the next 5 months. A lot. Including potentially even campaign rallies, which you could support by going to meetkevin.com for my candidacy. But beyond that, we are going to get an insane amount of data on inflation. Are we going to see these insanely high levels forever, or are we going to see them trend down? Are we going to see some of this Bitcoin FUD with Elon Musk evaporate and more agencies or institutions adopting cryptocurrency? Personally, I believe that the state of California should use cryptocurrency for all forms of payment in the state. Now, as long as those payments are low gas transaction fees. There definitely can be a lot of fees involved sometimes. I've been playing around with MetaMask, okay, and some of the things get really expensive. So there's still work to be done. But Bitcoin and the crypto assets in general are still so early in their adoption curve. I don't want to get FOMO and jump into things that are skyrocketing. I'm not going to jump into margin at these levels. But if I get back or I see us going back to some of these support levels and we start slowing down, the velocity of our decline starts slowing down as we hit some of those support levels, it's going to be juicy. Now, I know this. There are a lot of folks that are like, there's no way we're going back to these those levels or whatever. One of my favorite stocks that I like looking at, just for an example, and quite frankly, I haven't looked at it in a while, so who knows, maybe this will play against me, but it's a Unity stock. Which is just ticker symbol U. And Unity was one that, come on, Weeble. Oh my gosh. While I try to get Weeble to cooperate here, let me remind you that if you too want to have trouble pulling the Weeble chart to actually show up, then let's see here. There we go. If you too have trouble pulling this bar over, or you would like to have that trouble, there we go. If you would like to have that trouble, make sure to go to metkevin.com/Weeble. They will give you 2 free stocks as compensation for that little bar being sticky. But anyway, see, this to me is it's very common. This is happening a lot, and cryptocurrencies or assets, or whatever you want to call them, they're not immune to this. They are not immune to this. And what I mean is up, 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 up. This is very similar to an Ethereum style run right here. Temporary fluctuations, you bounce upon, or off a resistance here, and then and it's just this slow bleed out. So I'm gonna be watchful for this. I'm gonna be very patient because I think I was a little too impatient, and I admit that fault on some of the tech and consumer discretionaries. Now, I'm not worried. I don't care that some of them are down and some of them are up, because to me, those are part of my long portfolio. They're not day trades, they're not swing trades. I'm just looking at quantity. Let me buy more. Stock Psychology, a money group. You pros, you know this. You don't even get bothered by fluctuations in prices. We see up in Stocks and Psychology money, we get nervous. When we see up, we get nervous. It's like, whoa, okay, well, wait a minute. Hold on a second here, right? We see down, we see buying opportunities. And I strongly believe over the next 10 years, you're going to want to adopt that psychology as well. You see up, you see these sorts of trends, they don't have to stay forever. So keep that in mind when it comes to momentum. And I want to be very clear, I'm extremely bullish on cryptocurrencies long run. I'm waiting for my buy opportunity. And if we get to the levels that we talked about here in Cardano and Ethereum, I'm ready to plow in. I'm ready to plow. So anyway, let me know what you think. What currencies are you watching? What levels are you looking for? And what do you think? Am I crazy for even suggesting these? Am I just, fudding to make those numbers happen because I'm trying to get a discount? Or is what I'm suggesting somewhat reasonable? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that red subscribe button, make it gray. And folks, see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.